41 Action News starts now.
Tom Brady has added another ring to his collection. Blah, blah, blah. If you slept through it last night, the Patriots are once again the Super Bowl champs. And a decision this morning could affect Overland Park residents living near 95th and Metcalf. We'll take a look at the plans for a new office building and where funding for the project could come from. We had a great weather this past weekend. We're warm right now, but things are going to plummet today. 41 Action News meteorologist Jeff Penner will give us a rundown of what to expect this week. Good morning, everyone. I'm Richard Sharp. Welcome to 41 Action News today. It's a story football fans are not unfamiliar with, the win for the Patriots at the Super Bowl. The Patriots defeated the Los Angeles Rams 13-3, and that's probably the big news there, the low-scoring game. If you went to bed early like I did, you didn't miss the game, didn't miss much. It was the lowest scoring Super Bowl ever. This is Tom Brady's 6th Super Bowl win. The Patriots now match the Steelers with 6 wins.
Yeah, we grinded it out. It was tough. They made every play tough tonight. I give them a lot of credit. Coach Phillips, all those players, they played really well on defense. Fortunately, our defense really played the best game they have all season, and it was just an incredible win.
So plenty of football fans were actually not as interested in the game this year. A recent poll found that almost half of Americans were not excited to tune in. 41 Action News reporter Kat Reed spoke with some Chiefs fans who did not root for either team. Instead, they just took it easy this year. So many of those Chiefs fans were still celebrating what happened Saturday night. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes received a big honor. He was named NFL's most valuable player of 2018. Now, Patrick Mahomes was not the only Chiefs player there. Former Chiefs player Tony Gonzalez was inducted into the 2019 Pro Football Hall of Fame. Now, another former Chiefs player was also inducted into the Hall of Fame, safety Johnny Robinson.
I mean, I got put in a great situation. I got to learn behind a great quarterback last year in Alex Smith. I got to be on a team with a lot of playmakers that have helped excel my game and make me look really good on a daily basis.
When I found out they were going to have the Super Bowl here, I was like, well, that times out if I could be a first ballot. If I'm lucky enough to be a first ballot, it's going to be in Atlanta. How great would that be? And then rewind back. When Kansas City was playing to get here, I was like, oh my God, this is about to be Kansas City in Atlanta, and I might go to the Hall of Fame.
I told people that I don't want anybody to spend 46 years, to be able to get in the Hall of Fame because, but when I got there, it was well worth it.
All right, you can celebrate MV Pat by getting some Mahomes MVP gear. The Ultimate Athletic Sportswear printed and distributed thousands of Patrick Mahomes MVP shirts along with other merchandise Saturday after the announcement. They're going pretty hot. All right, Hall of Famer Tony Gonzalez is trying to smooth things over with Chiefs fans. Saturday night, Gonzalez told an Atlanta station, going to the Falcons made his career. Quote, nothing against Kansas City. I was there 12 years, but only got 3 playoff games. But when I went to Atlanta, it was like all of a sudden I was part of a winning organization. Yeah, not the things Chiefs fans wanted to hear. Gonzalez sent a video last night on Twitter after Chiefs fans felt somewhat slighted.
Kansas City Chiefs fans, I just want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, thank you. The 12 years I spent there were fantastic. I always tell people I became a man, obviously on the field, but off the field as well out in Kansas City. And the fan support that I had out there is second to none.
Gonzalez will be honored at Arrowhead, his name going up in the Chiefs Ring of Honor there. All right, Kansas City Chiefs fans accused of shining a laser pointer at Tom Brady now banned from Arrowhead. Video shot by 41 Action News shows a green laser pointed toward Brady's head and shoulders during the game on January 20th. Police confirmed they have identified the person that did this. So far, there are no charges in the case. You can see more pictures of the laser pointer at kshp.com. All right, get ready for a big drop in temperatures. The temperature now likely to be the warmest we have all week.
All week and maybe beyond. Yeah, 58 right now in Kansas City.
In a developing story, a 4-year-old girl is in critical condition right now after police say she was shot inside her Kansas City home. It happened just last night near 39th Street and College Avenue. Detectives are interviewing people at the home there and are not searching for any suspect at this time. Part of I-70 back open after a deadly motorcycle crash around 6 last night. The motorcyclist was killed near Manchester Trafficway. Police have not released any names yet or what led up to the crash. Today, the Jackson County Courthouse is set to reopen. This comes after a large underground pipe burst there. More than 10 feet of water, mud, and debris flooded the basement. The flood caused damage to nearly all major operating systems in the building.
We are truly grateful for the community's patience and understanding during this process. We know it has not been easy for them to have to come down to the courthouse and find out that it's closed. We are going to continue to ask for that patience and understanding moving forward because there still is a lot of work to be done.
What a mess. If you had a case downtown, you could receive, you should be receiving a notice to reschedule it. If you have an adult abuse hearing scheduled for today, your case is now at the Criminal Justice Building on Locust Street. Well, today, one decision could decide the fate of an old Kmart building in Overland Park. City leaders there are voting on a funding plan tonight for a new office building near 95th and Metcalf. Local transportation company Shamrock Trading Corporation wants the area to be an 8-story office tower. Demolition started about 2 weeks ago. Developers want the city to establish a taxing district in the area to provide roughly $40 million for the project. The company promises to create 1,000 new jobs over the next 10 years. 4:36 now, coming up, an update on the Brooklyn jail that did not have power for a week. We'll take a look at what caused the problem there. And in Washington, lawmakers are going to work this week to focus on a border security deal or face another government shutdown.
Taking a look at the satellite, these clouds are surging south. That is a cold front, a cold blast that is on our doorstep. We'll look at that and the chance for some winter precipitation as well. You're watching 41 Action News. Clear, complete coverage.
4:40 now. Jury deliberations begin today for the accused drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. He faces 10 charges, including smuggling drugs into the U.S. If he is convicted, he could get life in prison. His trial lasted 11 weeks. More than 50 witnesses were called to the stand during that time. Power's back on at a detention center in Brooklyn, New York. Inmates there were stuck in their cells without light or heat for a full week. An electrical fire caused the power to go out there. The protesters were outside the building during the weekend. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo called the Justice Department to investigate. Virginia Governor Ralph Northam says that he will not step down from his position. This comes after photos surfaced showing a person in blackface from his 1984 medical school yearbook page. Northam says it was not him, but other Democrats say he should resign. 4,000 U.S. forces. That's how many troops on the Defense Department is deploying to the southwest border. This comes as President Trump threatens to shut down the government if there is no funding for his wall. This is an important week for both sides to negotiate a funding bill. Leaders have until next Friday, the deadline. The President is expected to go into more details on this plan during his State of the Union speech tomorrow night. All right, coming up in just a few minutes, many of you might have tuned into the Super Bowl last night to watch the commercials. We'll take a look at some of the familiar faces, or at least one familiar local face that made the airwaves. And it's 57 degrees right now, but man, the temperature is going to plummet here starting in just a few hours. We'll have more on your forecast coming up next. You're watching 41 Action News. 4:44 right now. A heads up for your commute today. KDOT crews will be filling potholes. Workers are expected to fill potholes along 435 between 35 and State Line. They will also be near Lackman and the Kansas River and along I-35 from 435 to Cambridge Circle. So a lot of potholes are going to be filled today. Crews will start at 9 and go until 3 this afternoon, so expect some delays. Well, it looks like there will be a new place to eat on the plaza. True Food Kitchen will hold its grand opening on March 13th. True Food is located in the same space that used to be Plaza 3. The restaurant menu revolves around the anti-inflammatory food pyramid. The owners say they will hire about 135 jobs. The jobs will range from servers to bartenders. Starting today, True Food Kitchen will host a 3-week job fair to fill those positions. The fair starts this morning at 10 and runs till 6 tonight. Well, football brought a little joy to some Kansas City homeless population on Sunday. The City Union Mission held a viewing party for the Super Bowl at a local church, provided the dinner.
This versus all the families some guys have. And so it is a huge event that they look forward to.
City Union Mission plans to host the event again next year. Well, there's some people who did not watch the Super Bowl, New Orleans Saints fans. They say the Saints were wrongfully denied their Super Bowl chance after a controversial no call against the Rams. What did they say? Cheated, not defeated? So instead of watching the Super Bowl, fans held their own music festival to support local businesses. And while some turned out, others turned to the game, but only for the commercials. The main theme audience had a specific audience in mind: women. Now, celebrity icons Serena Williams and Sarah Michelle Gellar made appearances. This year, the company spent a record $5.5 million, up a bit from last year.
The Super Bowl ad has doubled over the past 10 years, and that stands in contrast to premier primetime television programming, where the average price of a commercial, because of audience fragmentation and ratings erosion, has actually fallen by about 12% over the past decade.
I'll take a Coke.
Some of the big Super Bowl spots this year: nostalgia trip with Toy Story 4 trailer, the Pepsi ad, this one right here, featuring actor Steve Carell and rappers Lil Jon and Cardi B. A sneak peek of the trailer's Avengers Endgame was also a very popular one. And speaking of the Super Bowl commercials, did you notice a familiar face in one of the commercials?
Marrying people out of a van was a bad idea. What did you do?
I started marrying people out of my van.
Well, local Independence woman Nancy Kerr was featured for her KC Weddings to Go business. And on Sunday, the city surprised her with a very special proclamation. Now, the mayor of Independence pronounced February 3rd as Pastor Nancy Day. She says she wanted to honor Nancy's dedication to their community. Featured in the Super Bowl, got a proclamation. Not a bad day for her.
No, that was pretty cool. And the commercials got better in the second half. The NFL commercial,
the NFL 100
was the best, and then there's some really good ones. There's some good ones.
There were some good ones, yeah.
After that too.
Better than the game, I would say.
Yeah, the game was kind of boring, but it was close, and so it made it interesting at the end. But we got
weather. That's the other interesting.
That is, yeah.
You've been working, you've been pulling your hair out trying to get this thing nailed down.
It's crazy because right now it's near 60 degrees.
Missouri voters showed up to the polls last fall and supported medical marijuana. Now there are some talks with some lawmakers about expunging records of marijuana. Now, these are for people convicted in Missouri of nonviolent misdemeanor marijuana convictions. 41 Action News reporter Stephen Dial explains the obstacles in the way. 4:53 now. The football season has come to an end. Now it's time to move on to the other kind of football. What's happening today so you can get a head start on the soccer season. 4:56 now. Happening today, it's time for a different sport to take center stage here in Kansas City. Now that football season is over, today Sporting KC is holding a launch party, and fans can get a glimpse of the new primary jersey. The event is free, open to the public. Tickets are still available. You can get yours at SeatGeek.com. The event starts tonight at 6 at the Nelson Adkins Museum. All right, coming up at 5, the day after the Super Bowl could mean a lot of sick calls today. You'd be surprised at the number. How many people are calling out sick today? Maybe even some of your coworkers will be recovering, quote unquote, at home today. 57 degrees outside. The temperature is plummeting. We'll check in with Jeff to see when that will start, coming up here in just a couple of minutes.